Stay tuned. We are going to talk about knowing your value. And this is part one because there's so much to go into with this. But this is the juiciest, meatiest part because this is about actually moving out of the problems and the blocks and quickly moving into a space where you can feel free and expansive. So I'm glad you're here in this unicorn pasture. I'm happy that you're part of Love Vibe TV and this Get Super Love series where I am sharing some of my favorite teachings, tools, and practices to support you in receiving the greatest possible unicorn love relationship you can have. And I like to call it unicorn love because it's the kind of love you never thought could exist, but it does. So I am your favorite unicorn wrangling love coach and here supporting that smart single woman who wants to have real meaningful love. So thanks for being here and tell me what it is that you have noticed, because I know that when we put ourselves out there and we want to date and we want to create something different in our love life, that it can feel really scary and risky and like, wow, if it hasn't happened so far, maybe there's something wrong with me, or looking back to the past and feeling like, oh, I definitely don't want that again. And it can be easy to get into sort of a tornado of the problems and the blocks and the limitations and the fears and the doubt and all of that. So today's question is, what do you value more? And that's why I'm calling this Know Your Value. There's going to be a lot of different angles on the Know Your Value, but today's Know Your Value is, what are you putting your value on? What are you valuing more? Are you valuing more the problems and the insanity and what's not working? Or are you putting value on what is working? What you do love? What is working for you? Because that changes a lot. But our habit tends to be, until you change it, to seek out danger. So certainly in relationship, this can be conditioned into our being because we may have experienced that. We may have experienced toxic relationships or grew up in a chaotic home or couldn't really rely on someone showing up to show us support. And then our body is naturally in a space of high alert when it comes to relationships. So this is an opportunity to come back to you in this moment. And it may not be this one class that changes you, although what if we say that? This is what I'm infusing in this class today. I'm infusing in this class that by watching this, that you make a quantum leap towards the space of your love story and your creation. So the more you watch this, the more you create greater for you in your love life. Yay. So what we want to look at is, okay, yes, I am aware that that has been a certain way up until now. And what I know now is, and being willing to acknowledge yourself as the person you are here and now, and just listening to this, you already are gaining more awareness by asking the question, what do I value more? Do I value the problem more than what's working for me? And noticing the space that you have just from asking that question. So then you notice, as the observer of that question, what it is that you may have been choosing. So then you can start changing this. And it may be something where you find yourself engrossed in the problem or in the drama or in the pain for a while. And then you go, oh, yeah, I remember when Macy said that on Love Vibe TV, that I can choose to focus on the possibilities, focus on what's working for me, focusing on what I'd like to create, and take the attention away from the problem cycle. Because when we are in a habit of focusing on the problem, then that is what our filter is going to show us. If we've conditioned ourselves to go, oh my gosh, this is what's wrong, this is what always happens to me, then you will not be able to help but see those things. So it takes a little bit of grit to turn the Titanic from that focus on the problems and things not working to, okay, what actually is the possibility here? So I'm going to give you a couple ways to play with that. And this might be a good thing to write down and even create post-its around your space so that you can start looking at this, because I have a zillion post-its on my wall. You can't see it, but I believe in post-its and having those reminders. And even you can put it on your phone as a reminder to go off every day. And even if you're not consciously reading it, having that message pop up into your space is a thing. It's powerful. So the question I have on my wall is, what am I valuing more right now? Am I valuing more of the insanity, or am I valuing the possibilities? So you can even ask yourself, if this weren't a problem, what would the possibility be here? If this weren't a problem, what would the possibility be here? And just be aware of the energy of that. Sometimes that's all I need to do is ask that question and let consciousness reveal to me, oh, possibilities. Even the energy of that can feel more expansive. So when we're concluding that we're in a problem, like, oh wow, online dating never works for me, I always attract losers, or I'm too old for love, when we are in those kinds of conclusions, then we are valuing things not working. So bring your awareness to, okay, well, what would I have to be thinking if I were valuing the possibility? And even just having a question that you can pull out, which is one of my go-to ones, is, well, what else is possible? What else is possible? What haven't I considered? What is working right now? And start acknowledging what works, even if it has to be as simple as, wow, my chair is holding me up so I can talk on this YouTube right now. So simple things, or the sun came up, or wow, I love my animals. Like, find things that are working for you right now, acknowledge them, and what you acknowledge tends to grow and become more of what you see in your life. So that is today's class. What are you valuing? So trying on that experiment for today is really powerful, because I know that it can be easy to lock into a story. I had a lot of stories when it came to dating about what I could or couldn't have, or how it was always kind of a train wreck. And in some ways, I continued the stories because people thought they were funny, and I got some attention from telling really bad date stories. So be aware if you tend to lead with the this is my miserable love life because it's entertaining and funny. And it is, and it can be, and it does tend to magnify that. So I did make the choice eventually to stop doing self-deprecating humor and stop um, regurgitating the things that weren't working as a way of humor because it wasn't serving my creation. So when I was in the space of, I am so excited to meet my person. Oh, it's so fun to know that my person is on the way. I am so happy that I have this in my heart because that means I get to have it and I'm having it. I know, I feel it, I know it. It's true for me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have this desire. I always go back to I have no desire to jump out of a plane. I know some of you probably do and have. But for me, that's probably not going to happen. Certainly in this moment, it's not something I would ever pursue because I don't have that desire. So if you have the desire to share your life with someone, if you have the desire to co-create with someone, know that that is the validation that you can have it. That's all you need. So no doubt, no fear. Focus on what is working for you, affirm, and slowly the Titanic will shift and you'll see more and more of those things as you hold the attitude of things are always working out for me. Then you start seeing it. And when you start seeing it, you get to acknowledge it more. And then when you're acknowledging it more, it even grows your inspiration and your mindset and your attitude to have even more um, of a magnetic sense to it. And your life starts changing. You can probably look back to places in your life where you can see where that was true. So that's what you get to play with for today. I hope you join us tomorrow on Love Vibe TV. If you liked this, please share it. I mean, there's people out there that are probably complaining about their relationship to you, and you could be like, hey, I know something that would be really helpful. And you can send them to Love Vibe TV, and you can be their miracle. And then we create more love in the world. So thanks for being here. I adore you, and we'll see you again tomorrow for our next Love Vibe TV. See you really soon. Bye.